Today, I came to cancel my social security. Whoa, there are so many people. It's packed. I'm at number 260.
Recently, videos circulating online show long lines outside social security offices across China. However, the people in these lines aren't paying their social security fees. Instead, they're canceling their social security. And this trend isn't confined to just one city, it's spreading nationwide. This comes just as the Chinese government announced new regulations that will make social security payments mandatory for everyone, starting September 1st. Yet, at the same time, people are rushing to opt out of the system. It's a striking contrast. The controversy began on August 1st, when China's Supreme People's Court issued a ruling on labor disputes, stating that any agreement to avoid social security payments, whether negotiated between workers and employers or made unilaterally by workers, is invalid and illegal. This rule will go into effect on September 1st. Both the media and the public have interpreted this move as an effort by the government to impose mandatory social security payments on everyone. The announcement has sparked a backlash, with many small business owners expressing concern that their already struggling businesses won't survive if they are forced to pay for social security. Young workers are also upset, complaining that their already low wages will be further reduced, making it even harder to make ends meet, let alone save for retirement decades down the road.
I was still outside around noon, thinking in depth about paying social security. A few years ago, there was a massive round of layoffs, and only a few people remained. I had to let everyone else go. Maybe we struggle so much and end up exhausting ourselves, while they just walk out the door and find another job. This was a few years ago. Today, I got a private message from someone and I felt really bad. They're from a small city, earning just 3,000 yuan a month and haven't paid any social security. After the new policy came out, their boss couldn't handle it and shut the company down today. This includes the helmet I just bought. I got it and wanted to show it off, but then I found out my previous company went under. So many businesses are collapsing these days. You might think being the boss is easy, but I tell you, 80% of bosses have depression or mental health issues.
Apart from food and drinks, I don't buy anything anymore. No gadgets, no clothes, no shoes, nothing. I really have to save money. Let's be clear here. It's not that young people don't want to pay social security. It's that they don't have the money. How are they supposed to pay?
I'm here to cancel my social security now. I've been paying for flexible employment for almost 8 years, but this year it feels like too much pressure. The payments keep increasing every year. Now I'm paying around 1,400 yuan a month. With the current situation, I'm spending over 1,000 yuan extra every month, and it's really tough.
We just want to be temporary workers. We don't want to pay social security. I just want to work for a month or two, then take a break. How can you expect me to pay social security? You're taking 400 or 500 yuan out of my pay every month. I'm not going to agree to that, right? When I leave, I'll settle everything, including my wages, you know?
Hey, do you know why so many young people don't want to pay social security now? It's because jobs aren't stable. We don't know how long we'll have this job. Maybe it will close down next month. If we lose our job and can't find a new one, I'll just have to go for flexible employment, right? This few hundred yuan a month becomes my burden. You want me to pay for something decades down the road? That's a joke. Surviving day to day is already a struggle. Let me tell you, the whole industry is a mess now. We may not understand the national policies, but the whole bottom tier has been thrown into chaos. Small business owners can't afford to pay social security for their employees, so they're now thinking about the unemployment triathlon. Employees don't want to pay from their salaries, so now many are already unemployed. If they want to find work again, they will have to take special paths. It used to be 1 shift a day. Now it's 3 shifts of temporary workers. Now it's about eating well and working hard. I don't know who set the rules, but I do know that once it hits the ground, people's lives start to get messed up. After the owners no longer have employees, parents won't be dancing to the music in the square anymore.
Not only that, a core issue which has been widely discussed online but is rarely covered by Chinese state media is that many people are not opposed to paying social security. Rather, they are frustrated with the massive inequality in the current system. Retired government officials receive monthly pensions in the thousands or even tens of thousands of yuan, while regular retirees get just a few thousand. Farmers, on the other hand, receive as little as a couple hundred yuan, up to 100 times less than what government retirees receive. This level of disparity is almost unheard of in any other country. Why are more and more people giving up on paying for retirement insurance? It's because they finally realized something. You work hard, earning money and paying social security every month, but who is that money going to? Is it for yourself? For your parents? No. Is it for your children? No. The retirement insurance you pay has nothing to do with you. It's all going to those retirees in the cities who spend their days dancing in the squares. Those city retirees don't worry about food or clothes. They travel to the US, Singapore, and everywhere else, buying gold, and they just sit back and collect 10,000 or 20,000 yuan a month in pensions without doing anything. In 2024, a report from Chengwu County in Shandong Province gained significant attention to report detailed pension payouts for 2023. In 2023, 8,778 retirees from government agencies received a total of 785 million yuan in pensions. Another 13,220 retirees from enterprise units received 369 million yuan. Meanwhile, 119,400 urban and rural residents received just 251 million yuan in pension benefits. Looking at these numbers, retirees from government agencies receive an average annual pension of about 90,000 yuan. Regular workers receive around 28,000 yuan. In contrast, urban residents without jobs and farmers receive only 2,102 yuan per year, or less than 200 yuan a month. That's about 1/50th of what government retirees receive, and that's just the average. This report exposed what some are calling the unspeakable secret of China's pension system, which caused quite a stir. It's worth noting that retirees from government agencies didn't pay into the pension system during their working years. Instead, their pensions are based on their years of service, which helps explain why China's pension funds are running out so quickly. Let's take a look at another example.
How much is your pension? Over 9,000, over 10,000, over 6,000, 18,000.
18,000.
One number, 10,000.
I wake up to 300 yuan going straight to my account every day.
I'll retire at 47, not working and still getting a pension. That's more than anyone could ask for. Let the young people pursue things. What else are they going to do?
How old are you, Grandma?
72.
Do you go out every day to pick up scrap?
Yeah, if I don't pick up scrap, I don't have anything to eat.
It's not easy for someone your age to be out here picking up scrap.
If I don't, what can I eat?
You're 68, right? Your pension's about 100 yuan a month. Is 100 yuan enough to live on? It's enough for food. So 100 yuan is enough for food. How do you eat with that 100 yuan? I go to the supermarket to buy noodles. Half a pack of noodles is enough for one meal. How much does one meal cost? Half a pack of noodles costs 1 yuan. So, you don't eat vegetables, just plain noodles? I put in ginger juice and garlic juice. 3 yuan a day is enough. It's enough. Auntie, how often do you eat meat?
Once during the holidays, but not when it's not a holiday.
How often do you eat meat?
I can't afford meat. Just a little bit during the new year.
I can't even eat meat once every few months. Have you eaten meat since the new year? No. Grandpa, have you eaten meat since the new year? No. How often do you eat meat?
Once or twice a year.
How often do you eat meat? Sometimes once every 2 or 3 months. How much meat do you buy each time? I can't buy much. Just 1 or 2 kilos is fine. Why don't you eat meat with every meal? Who can afford to eat like that? It's just too expensive. In our village, some people can only earn 10 yuan a day. And I'm not talking about handouts or money given to you by others. This is money they earn themselves. You might not believe it, but that's the reality. In our village, many elderly people do this kind of work because, in the countryside, they don't have other ways to earn money. For example, some old people spend their whole day picking wild vegetables by the roadside, then sell them. They make just 10 or 20 yuan a day. Some people have vegetable gardens at home where they grow onions and ginger, then they take them to the market to sell. 10 or 20 yuan a day is considered good. There are also a lot of factories here that make handicrafts. Many elderly people work in these factories doing simple tasks like sticking labels. If they work fast, they can earn 20 yuan a day. If they work slow, it's only 15 yuan. Why do they work for just 10 or 20 yuan? Because they have no choice. They have to work to make a living. This is the reality in China. Many older farmers can only make a small income from picking up trash or doing odd jobs for 10 to 20 yuan a day. They live on as little as 3 yuan a day for noodles, eating meat only once or twice a year. In 2020, President Xi Jinping declared that China had eliminated poverty and continued to make major global investments. But if the real lives of these elderly farmers were put before him, would he feel any sense of shame? Retired government officials, on the other hand, receive pensions worth tens of thousands of yuan a month and live leisurely lives, dancing in public squares and traveling the world. Many officials, while still in office, sent their children overseas to get a head start. After retiring with large pensions, they followed their children overseas to enjoy their golden years. Now, even public square dancing has spread to the United States. It's said that a garden in Flushing, New York, has been taken over by elderly Chinese people. In the current economic climate, young people are working non-stop with extreme schedules like the 996, meaning 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week, and 007, which refers to working 24/7 with no time off. Most of them earn just a few thousand yuan a month. They support both their elderly parents and young children, manage high housing and car loans, and still contribute to Social Security for others. This stark contrast creates frustration and imbalance, which helps explain the growing wave of people canceling their Social Security across the country. One person commented, "Why don't I want to pay? Because I pay 2,000 to 3,000 yuan, while my parents, who are farmers in the countryside, only get 100 to 200 yuan a month. The people dancing in the squares, they used to make payments and now get 7,000 to 800 yuan. Don't tell me my parents didn't pay. When I was young, I went with them to pay the grain tax, and now I'm also a farmer. If you want me to pay, can I get 7 to 8,000 yuan in 20 years? With how things are now, I wouldn't trust a written promise from these people. Or here's an idea. You take that 7,000 to 8,000 yuan and give 1,000 yuan to these old farmers, and I'll pay." This situation has sparked a growing divide between young people and elderly retirees with large pensions.
Look at this. The pensions are really generous. We have both elderly parents and young children to care for, and we are working ourselves to the bone every day. Meanwhile, they're just sitting around with nothing to do. Even when they're doing their square dancing, they should at least have some work to do sometimes, right? It's 5 p.m. and they're already dancing.
I just went out for a walk and saw some elderly people dancing in the square, and it really made me feel mixed emotions. To me, it wasn't just people dancing. It felt like the Social Security I paid was dancing. Right now, I don't want to pay Social Security anymore because I feel like even if I do, I won't see that money when I retire. Let me share some numbers with you. The current dependency ratio in China is about 3-to-1, meaning 3 working age people support 1 retired elderly person. According to the aging trend in China, by 2050, the dependency ratio will reach 1-to-1. That number is really alarming. Think about it. Our Social Security payment period is being extended, and the retirement age is also being pushed up. 10 years from now, even if they let you retire at 65, the country won't be able to support you anymore. You'll have to support yourself. So you'll have to keep working. And the average age for men in China is already below 70. So everyone really needs to be prepared to work until the end of their lives. As the vlogger noted, another key reason young people are reluctant to pay into Social Security is the fear that even if they pay now, they won't see any return when it's their time to retire. 2 months ago, I stopped paying Social Security after 10 years. I'm a freelancer and I'm 33 years old. I started paying when it was just 800 yuan a month, and now it's 1,300 yuan, plus I have to make 2 extra payments each year. Based on this, if I retire at 63, I'll have to pay at least 480,000 yuan. I really don't want to keep working after I'm 60 and still have to pay Social Security. A lot of people say that paying Social Security means suffering first, then enjoying the benefits later. When you get old, you'll have something to rely on. I know the struggle is real, but I don't know if the benefits will be there. China's current Social Security system operates on a pay-as-you-go model, meaning the contributions made by working people are directly used to pay the pensions of current retirees. This system is like a relay race, where new participants need to keep joining for it to function. Some have even compared it to a Ponzi scheme, as the system relies on a constant influx of new contributors. If the number of new participants drops, the system is at risk of collapsing. Currently, millions of young people in China are opting for flexible employment and stopping their social security payments altogether. Recent data shows that 52.3% of those in flexible employment have stopped contributing to social security, with most of them being under 35 years old. Some are even canceling their social security and withdrawing cash from the fund for immediate needs. The situation is worsening, with a sharp drop in birth rates in recent years, an aging population, and a significant shift in the demographic structure. The new labor force is shrinking, while pension expenditures continue to rise, casting doubt on the sustainability of the social security system. We all know how a Ponzi scheme ends. When there aren't enough new participants, the whole system collapses. As a result, many young people believe that the social security payments they make now are only being used to support current retirees. By the time they retire, the fund will likely be empty and no one will be there to take over. Given this, they're choosing to stop paying into the system and instead prioritize their immediate financial survival. So, how serious is the shortfall in China's social security fund? Let's take a look at what experts from the Chinese government have said. In April 2024, a member of the Chinese Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security's expert committee, Yang Yuansui, said in an interview that China's social security system had been facing a shortfall since 2014. The Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security predicts that by 2035, all of the accumulated surplus will be used up.
Right now, we're facing both an empty account and a gap, two problems hitting us at once. China also has a unique situation that the West doesn't have, the baby boomers from 1963. In 1963, we had 29.2 million births. By the time the one-child policy was implemented in 1980, we had 370 million births in total. If you look at the people born in 1963, by 2013, those women were all over 50. And at 50, they were eligible for retirement benefits. So that led to an additional 5 million women retiring each year. In 2014, our pension system started facing a national shortfall. Last year, in 2023, most people turned 60, so that's when the number of retirees really spiked. Last year, the increase in retirements was close to 8 million, and this gap has become even bigger. The Ministry of Finance is providing subsidies to balance things out. According to the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security, by 2029, the entire country will face a pension shortfall. By 2035, the accumulated surplus will be used up.
However, Professor Yang's prediction might be overly optimistic. She only mentioned the typical shortfalls but didn't account for the recent misuse of social security funds by local governments or the changing economic conditions in China. As a result, the fund could run out much sooner than 2035. For young people, it seems more practical to focus on immediate survival rather than invest in an uncertain future. With monthly wages mostly going toward mortgage payments and bills, and almost nothing left over after meals, a major illness could drain their savings, and a few months of unemployment could push them into debt. For them, paying into Social Security isn't an investment in the future, but an additional burden on their already tight budgets. Many feel that even maintaining basic living standards is difficult enough, and thinking about retirement seems like a luxury. Even if young people are unwilling to pay, the government's enforcement of mandatory contributions leaves little room for resistance. The consequences could be even worse. For example, some people are already facing situations where their children can't attend school, or they can't use medical insurance if they don't pay Social Security. The government has many ways to deal with the public. Renowned Chinese financial commentator Lao Man has pointed out that mandatory Social Security is like a head tax imposed by the Chinese Communist Party on everyone. Historically, when a regime is nearing its end, it raises taxes aggressively, right up until its collapse. The Communist Party of China is following the same path, and there will be no exceptions. The party's push for mandatory Social Security in this killing the chicken to get the egg approach will only accelerate its own downfall.